Okay, this is Doug Wright with Right Floor Leveling and Masonry. Whenever I do them videos, I just kind of talk through things, and maybe I say some things that not everybody understands what I'm talking about when I say them. So as I get a chance to explain some of them, I figured I'd just make videos and explain them. And this is one of the tools we use right here, uh, an inspection crawler. Uh, and it's a pretty vital tool. I lost my battery lid, but that's that's not important. But that's our floor superintendent Dustin. He's put the inspection crawler in there. We was going to run around since we had this kind of exposed because they'd found some termites on the west side of the they'd found some termite damage. So I wanted to inspect the east side before we did anything, and when we get the west opened up, we'll inspect it we'll shoot another video over there. But and I got to thinking this would give me a chance to explain, like I said, joist ties. This gives me a chance to I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, how we're going to do it, everything like that. Now we did this before we started putting in joist ties, but we'd started putting in mud seal. So this would be a good chance to see what I was saying. Okay, this is the beginning of the crawler videos. This is up under the house. See, we can't get our crawler. We can't even get our crawler under that beam. So over there's the west. This is the east. But we start recording. This one didn't go very far. We had a few disruptions. Okay, right here. But this will show you kind of what I'm talking about. Okay, so we put our seal plate in. We put our mud seal in right there. You can see this little seam right there, right beside this joist. Now, the reason we put in 4 foot, we never put in longer than 4 foot. We never go longer than 4 feet without putting in a jack. And most of the time, whenever we're replacing a foundation, we have to replace the seal plate. We don't go longer than 4 feet. Because if you get past 4 feet very much, the house starts giving. The wood is not enough to sustain more than about 4 feet. So we have to get a jack in. But as we remove the block, we remove this block right here where this jack is. We've got to get that in. Because if we remove that one, we're going to start to give a little bit. We don't want to take a chance of buckling. So we put in a 4 foot seal plate. But as you can see, this seam right here, we're kind of buckled on it. So by a joist tie, what I mean is we'll come in with another 2x8 beside this that will set right here, right on that seam. It'll set right on that seam. We will sister it to here. We'll put adhesive, construction adhesive. We'll lag bolt it in through there. And that will set right on this spot. And that will reinforce this tie and tie everything together with new wood, all that. You can see how this one, it will also take care of stuff like that. But another reason we go 4 foot, we have to go exactly 4 foot, is because we're going to, like I said, these stay and they lay in the block. So everybody's seen a block, an 8-inch block. It's got 2 holes in it. They're called cores. It's got them 2 cores in it. And in order to leave them in the block, it has to go in the cores. So it has to bond out. So what we'll do is we'll leave the face and the back on that block, but we'll cut that middle out. That end web, we'll cut it out. And so that way we can slide it in around this. It'll be like a U around this. And then before we lay the next block, we can just fill that full of cement. Just throw it in from the end and fill it full, pack it full, get it held in there. And then we can lay the next block. So that's why we're going 4 foot. This video doesn't go very long. There's one of our chipping hammers. So let me see. I don't really see too much. Okay, let's go to the next video. Okay, they got the jackhammer going outside by the time we got to the second video. See, there's the front of the building. You can see that beam I was talking about. But, you know, it's got this building, 2-foot centers, but that was pretty standard back then. The wood's in incredibly good shape, actually. A little bit of age on it, but not too bad. It's dirty in spots, but it was built well for what it was. It's got good overlap on the splices and everything. Fairly solid. See, there's another one. We'll joist tie that in. We'll have to joist tie all of them in, but this was retrofitted with a little bit of, see, there's the block. This was retrofitted with, they put in a bathroom. Let me, there. Turn the jackhammer down a little bit. Yeah, the wood all looks good. There was no signs of termite damage on this side. This was retrofitted with a bathroom later on in its existence. There, it went from 28 to 66. Okay, so that video shut off there. And this video picked up shortly after that. You see, it gets real tight back in here. Just super tight. There's some debris back in here. And what we'll do, let me just pause this. What we'll do is, as we get this out, we'll take a rake and come along and kind of reach in from the outside and get all this out of here, get all this loose and the old concrete and everything. So that way, if somebody does have to come back in, it'll be smoother for them. Still, it's only a foot tall, but if you get a good skinny guy, you can do that. I'm not a good skinny guy. I am many cheeseburgers past that job. So, which is one of the reasons we got the crawler. So, but this is what that old building looks like underneath. See how they have, let me look at that real quick. Yeah, you see how they have the block. Yeah, I can't control my, right there. You see how they have the old debris back in there. We definitely have to get that out. So we'll kind of smooth all this out. There's the plumbing I was talking about. This, gives me an opportunity to show you something else here. Right there, you see that white at the top? A little bit of wood fungus. Not much, not bad, but just a little bit. I'll go ahead and slap some spray on that, but just to keep it from going anywhere. So, but that's, anyway, every house that we bid a crawl space, we do any crawl space work on, we'll run this crawler under there, and I'll make one of these videos for it. I'll do these are, I use the Loom software is what I use, and allows me to watch the video, and then I take my mouse and I kind of point things out and talk through what all needs to happen. But see, they've got a little bit of plumbing there. They put in that bathroom and they ran a gas line, probably had a little heater in there or something. But anyway, I will try to accompany this with one on the other side when we get the other side opened up, which I think we wound up getting some today, so I'll probably shoot one Monday, and we can look at the other side and see where the old floor furnace was. There was there's some definite damage around it. That's where they saw the termite damage up in the wall. So that way I can kind of show you what that looks like and everything. But this is one of the tools we use, and it works extremely well. Well, you can see that center beam kind of smiling at us. I always say that houses smile when they're unhappy. If you get a big dip in them, they're not happy, but they're smiling. So there's a gas line, but anyway, that's what this building looks like underneath. And like I said, I'll get you the other side sometime next week. That's about, there's Dustin. He's running the crawler. It's got a little, in fact, I got a picture of it I can show you. See, that's what our crawler looks like. And you have this, the guy controlling it has this remote control that opens up, and it's a screen in there. There's a camera right there, so you can see exactly what's going on in there, and it's got its own lights and everything. And so that's how that runs. But we get these videos, the crawler videos, and then I go through and I do the loom and I explain what all we're looking at. But anyway, that's where we're at, guys. I don't need you looking at my internals there, but anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks.